sign that has all the info, which has yet another stunningly beautiful view of Athens. Just down there you can see the ruins of the ancient agora, where Greeks met to buy and sell things and discuss issues of the day and do their democracy. Also on top of this hill, Paul is said to have converted many Athenians to Christianity. You can sort of get the sense this would be a good spot to do it from. So here I am sitting on the South Stoa in the agora, feeling very stoic. Of course, you all know about Stoicism originating here on the porches, right here in Athens. Porchism would be one way to translate Stoicism. So here I am, getting back down to my roots. And it's pretty darn cool to see these ruins. And just imagine the buildings being here, the people walking past, chatting each other up, thinking about life, thinking about what matters, you know, stuff like that. Bunch of small buildings here, maybe some shops. It's like remains of a temple there. You see the bases of some columns. And a camp. So here are the remains of the Tholos, or Skias, which was a big circular building here in the agora, which was the seat of executive power here in Athens. And if we look here, see a little drawing of what it would have looked like. You can just imagine the statesmen meeting in there and discussing, you know, issues of state. Oh, this is a cool little model, so that's Tholos right there. We just saw the Stoa, a couple of the Stoa, the South Stoa, which I guess is right there. And that's up there where we came from. I'm gonna walk over here to the house of Simon the Cobbler, which I just read was a favorite meeting spot for Socrates and his pupils. The house of Simon.
This is the Temple of Hephaestus, perhaps the best maintained structure here in Athens. Hephaestus is the patron saint of metalworking and also the patron saint of people who work with marble. Hephaestus was born after Zeus birthed Athena out of his head, and Hera, maddened that she could not do the same, tried to emulate Zeus and ended up having a child who was born a cripple. However, that child possessed amazing abilities to work metal and do all sorts of other miracles, and most weapons in the ancient world that are deemed legendary were made by him. Across from the Temple of Hephaestus, we have what's here in Athens, a blending of the old and the new. Along the side of all the monuments, back and forth, there are many wonderful places to sit out of the sun and enjoy a refreshment. This has got to be the trendiest dinner kebab store I've ever seen. This is the true Athens. When you get off into the side streets, the local markets line the streets. It's closing in on a day on Sunday here, so the street vendors are pulling up their wares, getting ready to go.
Here we are at Piraeus, cruising past the cruise ship terminal. Piraeus is the largest port in the Mediterranean, and as I just said to Cam, I believe it. It looks huge. So I think that's Aegina or Salamis out there.
Stop number 2, Lion Gate.
And this is called the Lion's Gate. There's a replica of an ancient statue there of a lion guarding the harbor, as we see a very modern boat leaving the harbor. Piraeus Castella, the oldest part of Piraeus. Beautiful, beautiful spot. So we're cruising up this main avenue back from Piraeus towards Athens. Thought I'd capture the scene here. Modern buildings, hotels, quite a bustling metropolis. There's Cam. Hi, Cam. Hello. I'm here at a small club. We'll rest stop by the road on the way to Delphi on a tour bus. About 45 minutes out. Just had a really neat ride through Boeotia, something like that. I'll have to look it up. But the valley where Thebes is, and our tour guide told us the story of Oedipus and a couple other myths, you know, she threw in there as well. But excited to see Delphi. This is a beautiful spot. It's nice just to be out of the city, in the middle of beautiful Greek countryside.
Look at the whole city. Now, half of the village is original, built, through the ages. And Homer described this village because at the times of Homer there was a town up here. So Homer says Anemolia. He named this town Anemolia, that means gone with the wind. And this is how the. So this is a one stadium long, because stadium is not necessarily with the seats for the spectators. It's the track. How long? From here to there. How many feet? Greece, between Africa and Europe, you have this very huge, push. So Mediterranean water element shuttles, from the floor of the sea. Very nice writing, capital letters that were like etched against the stone. So this is from 500 BC. So this is how historians read the information. The Thebians, there was a war with Persia, there was a war with Athens, Corinth, because most of the questions that were asked here were about wars, elections, political events.
So these inscriptions here say who came to the oracle and what they brought as gifts to the oracle for Apollo.
A woman, she would be at least 50 years old. So she had the preparation, she had the title, she had like the honor of a priestess. So if one day you visit Michelangelo's Chapel 16, in the Vatican in Rome, when Michelangelo was without any doubt very brilliant, when they spoke about oracles of the Greeks and whatever, you imagine a child. Why the Sibylla of Delphi, of Michelangelo, is a beautiful child. You see all the freshness, right here. And this corner is adjusted, to this cavity. So the geometry, this is from the period of Pythagoras. Pythagoras is same period with this. Pythagoras, Thales. Thales goes out in the nature, in the desert, and he sees now something else now. If you can hear, it is hollow here. You see? Yeah. So indeed, underneath you have air pockets. You see?
When you're here at Delphi, you really do get the sense that you are at the belly button of the world, in the middle. These massive mountains on either side. Rise up. So this is a model of the Sanctuary of Apollo, where we just did this hike all the way up. The great Temple of Apollo facing the rocks while we're there, which is sort of unique. As opposed to the Parthenon, which faces, of course, the sun and the city, this temple faces into the mountainside, because this is the place where they worship rocks, among other things. Neat model. I'm walking around the streets in a town which of course I don't remember the name of. It's a beautiful little town right on the hillside here by Delphi. We just have a few minutes as I am on the strict schedule of the tour bus. There's a couple of us wishing we had a little more time to explore this place and a little less time the other place. But anyway, it's all good. Nice little town. You can't really get a sense of it from here. I don't want to go too far away from the bus, but this whole town is obviously carved in the side of this hillside, mountainside really. You can see way up there, the summit of that craggy rock. But then if you look up here, there's more buildings, and then more buildings up there, and this view over here, and just sort of goes on and on and on down that way towards the sea. On our way to Crete. So we've been in the air about 40 minutes, and here is Crete. We're getting ready to land. So this is like the antechamber, I think, where the king would prepare himself before going out to talk to the people. These are copies of these frescoes. You may recognize that one. Another very commanding spot from the top of the palace up here. Imagine, well, you see the hill there, you imagine the settlement down below. People would look up to us on the top of this hill at their king's palace.